What's up, YouTube for the Franchise Guy, coming at you again with another episode of NBA 2K20 My Career featuring Chance Bishop. He's back at it again. Him and LeBron hanging out before this Suns game right here. And they're about to go to town because who thinks the Suns are going to beat the Lakers? I mean, I'm going to be straight with y'all. I am not the biggest I'm not the biggest basketball fan. That's, I guess, the easiest way to put it. I mean, it's not like I don't like basketball. It's like it's cool and all, but I don't know. I just find it hard to watch sometimes. I guess that everyone has a personality. Hard to watch sometimes. I mean, not saying I don't like the personality. I mean, I feel like I'm backtracking and re-saying the same thing and saying I don't like the same thing. I like that everyone has a personality. Everyone's their own person. But then again, you have everyone who kind of copies everyone. So the Lakers, I guess, at once they had like four guys who were all trying to be rappers. They all trying to be musicians of some sort. Like JaVale McGee, Lonzo Ball, Lance Stevenson. All these guys are trying to be like big. I guess producers. I know JaVale McGee's trying to be a big producer. I know Lonzo and Lance are trying to rap, and it's one of these things where it's like I think their personalities just aren't for that style of people. Because you think of JaVale McGee. JaVale McGee is a super goofy dude, and you're telling me that he's supposed to be super serious and taken seriously as like a big time producer. Lonzo Ball out here trying to be, like an NBA All Star, and he's trying to rap, but then again, he's rapping, and it doesn't make any. It's just not a good rap. Rapping is not his strong suit. He should probably not be a rapper. That's just my opinion. But hey, look up to a fast start right now. We're up 11. Oh boy, never assume. Oh, up 17, 19. Hey, here we come. We're hopping in this game right here. Up 22-11. Gonna get us down low. Bishop working one-on-one. Pulls up for the jumper. Hey, that get the arm up, doing the little jump back right there. I mean, oh, here we go again. Here we go. Taking on as a Grayson Allen. I'm gonna, make him look silly as we end up, dishing it down low to AD, who unfortunately is not actually 6'10 or 6'11, where they had listed as. He's like 6'8 and a half. He's at most like 6'9. But yeah, that was funny. All the NBA new height things. I got a kick out of that. All these players getting smaller. I think LeBron James went down to like 6'7 from 6'9. I think AD's now at 6'9. It's Oh boy, who would have thought a sport would get so popular off of faking how tall people are? Like, what's the point? Just tell us how tall they are. We don't care if they're actually 7 feet tall or not. You know what I mean? It's like they still have more God-given athleticism than anyone else, out here. I remember one time when when Spencer Hall used to play for his Sixers. My I guess he's my uncle, like in a sense. Like his brother married my mom. It was weird. But we're the same age, so just kind of call each other's cousins. That's a fun little backstory thing. I don't know why I'm bringing that up, but he was saying, "Oh, I can beat Spencer Hall's one-on-one in basketball right there. I can dribble around him. I can do all this stuff because you gotta think Spencer Hall is, take on LeBron James. LeBron James is gonna win that all the time, But then again, it's like he doesn't understand that. Like sometimes, like he was like, "Yeah, no, you're not gonna do that because he's an NBA player." It doesn't matter who he is. The worst NBA player was still probably like the best guy on his college team. You know? Greg Oden. How bad was he in the NBA? Absolute monster in college. Andrew Wiggins. Everyone says his heart's not in. Everyone says he's a bust. Everyone says he wasn't, doesn't deserve all this stuff that he's done. But guess what? He was he led that team in college. Everyone thought for the longest time that Joel Embiid was a bust before, he got healthy. Everyone thought that, he was a waste of a draft pick. Well, guess what? Joel Embiid, led that Kansas team. I mean, he was a big part of that team right there and how great he was. There's a reason why players like Austin Rivers get drafted or players like JJ Redick get drafted. I'm pretty sure JJ Redick was a first round draft pick. Why is JJ Redick a first round draft pick for at best a sixth man? I mean, he's a starter, yeah, but he's more of a sixth man. You know what I mean? Like he's not. I mean, he's. I mean, JJ Redick's a great player. I love JJ Redick and all. I just don't think he's like the greatest of starters. He's a huge defensive liability. You know, he played with Orlando. He played with the Clippers. Then he played with the Sixers for a couple of years. So that's kind of how it's ended up with JJ. And you know, look at all these players in the league now who are out of jobs or just sticking around barely. Look at Michael Carter Williams. Michael Carter Williams went from winning the Rookie of the Year, averaging almost like a triple double a game. Because it seemed like every game I watched of him, he always had a triple double. He always had the 12 points, 12 rebounds, and he had 10 assists. And they always threw in like five or so steals on top of that, maybe a block or two. And then everyone traded him away, and everyone's like, "Well, what are you talking about? He's a great point guard. He's why I traded away Drew Holiday. He was great. We loved him." And then look at him now. He's like the last man on the bench for the Bulls. So it's crazy how things like this go down in the NBA. And I've more or less forgotten what I've been talking about now. I think it's about personality or something, and I don't really know what's going on anymore. I've just been rambling now for the past 6.5 minutes, and I'm having fun, I guess, doing it. Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun. I mean, what's new with me? I mean, I'm having finals. I'm in the middle of midterms currently. I have two midterms, I guess, this upcoming week. So I guess yeah, it's gonna be fun. I have a 22 question midterm. Fill in the blank, short answer. I have an hour to do it online. Technically, it's an hour 10 minutes because the teacher gives a 10 minutes grace period. But we have an hour to do 22 questions, um, open ended, and two short response. Yeah, fill in the blank and like two short response questions. And I'm thinking that that's like 3 minutes a question, and like hopefully like I don't have a question I get stumped on. 'Cause if I have a question I get stumped on, I'm done for. Yeah, I can't finish that test. You know what I mean? Like it's I don't know. And then on my Thursday class, oh boy, Thursday's gonna be a doozy of a class, and that comes up. It's a rigorous essay midterm. And I want you to know that I am air quoting as I say rigorous essay midterm because I've taken this teacher now. This is my third time taking her. Her rigorous essay midterms are more or less a joke, simply because she gives you a bunch of prompts to talk about in an essay. She always says it's gonna be super hard and super grinding and super, in your face, and you're gonna fail. But as long as you pay attention to the classes and you throw some of her like her knowledge in there, her lecture knowledge. She's a huge film noir person. She's like apparently like the leading person for film noir. Who would have thought Rowan University would have had that stuff in it? But you throw that stuff in there, and she loves it. She's one of those teachers that just kind of gives you a B. She reads your paper. It looks like you attempted everything. Looks like you put some like effort into it. You talked about what's supposed to be talked about. You did this stuff. I think my second year at Rowan. I think I took her. Had no clue. Did not pay attention to the classes. I don't think I went to half the classes. Where I would leave early, and I took the midterm. I took the final. I had no clue what's happening. Had no clue any of the movies were, and I don't. I just winged it. I did her. I did the entire midterm off of one movie. And they're supposed to use like movies from like the entire like semester. So yeah, it was a fun time. So I clearly had no clue what I was supposed to be doing for those. But you see right here, we're gonna end up beating the Phoenix Suns. Like if you ever thought the Phoenix Suns were gonna beat the LA Lakers, you're crazy. I saw this thing today, speaking of crazy in LA Lakers and Suns, that D'Angelo Russell, deloading, former Laker first round draft pick, I think he was. Point guard got traded to the Nets, kind of led them single handedly to the playoffs. He Marcus was quoted as saying that him, Devin Booker, and Anthony Towns are all going to get together on one team. I don't think that's possible because I think no team can actually afford that kind of talent. So I think each player is going to want, big money. They're all going to want max contracts. I mean, Devin Booker deserves a max contract. Anthony Towns probably doesn't deserve a max contract, but he's going to get one. And same with D'Angelo Russell. Probably doesn't deserve it, but he's going to end up getting it. So, I don't know. I think it's crazy that people, he's like, I'm not going to tell you, I'm not going to tell you what team. I'm not going to tell you when we're going to do it. I'm just going to say it's going to happen. That's all I'm going to say. I'm like, all right, D'Lo. You keep doing stuff like that, and you keep having fun, I guess. You keep, living your best life, my guy. Yep, live your best life. But, I mean, we're coming to an end. Look at that. 15 points, 2 assists, no rebounds, unfortunately. Ugh, not a great game shooting for us. We have 4 for 11 from the field. Most of our points came from the free throw line. But, that's